Very often I display a paragraph from any newspaper, and you can take really any newspaper from any day, from any continent, and you are reading some paragraph. Here I select some article when the author is arguing about the myths connected with banning guns. And I know that some of you may agree with these arguments. Basically, he says, this is really not true, that, the guns are easily accessible and someone is upset as killing his wife or partner or this and that. Really, we are talking about hardcore murderers, who are after the particular victims and so on. So all these additional laws are basically rubbish. They shouldn't be applicable and so on. And very often I have discussion with my audience whether they agree with this statement or they would disagree. And for 10 minutes we have lively discussion. Usually the room is split 60-40 either way. Some people agree, some of them would disagree. But after 10 minutes, I tell my audience that the whole discussion is pointless because the paragraph is meaningless. What is meant by banning guns? Do we talk about automatic, semi-automatic? Do we talk about long guns? What about hunting? Do we talk about global ban, or we talk about particular guns of particular characteristic? What does it mean, most murderers? 51% of them? More? What is definition of most? Or my favorite example, what is typical murderer when you think about it? You take all murderers and you average their attributes, saying that a typical murderer was married for 3 years and 5 months with 1.5 kids. What does it mean, typical murderer? Suddenly, when you look at the text, you see that yes, we can discuss the text, we can say this is right, this is wrong, but really we don't understand what we are doing. And it is very much the same experience when you are solving real-world problem. You talk to end users, you experience some comments, but it is really essential to get to the bottom, to understand any expression, any phrase, everything which is used to describe it. First puzzle, which is really test for you. Let me introduce very attractive lady, Judy. She is 33 at the moment. She did very well in the college. She was involved in campus social affairs, anti-discrimination, anti-nuclear movements. And now I would display 2 statements, and you tell me, just based on your gut feeling and intuition, which of these 2 statements from your perspective is more likely. The first statement is that she works as a bank teller today, and the second is that she works as a bank teller and she's active in the feminist movement. Think a little bit about that and tell me who of you would vote for option A, that option A is more likely. A few of you. Who of you would think that second option, B, is more likely? Probably is 1 to 2. I mean, more people voted for B. Most of you were afraid to raise the hand on either of the option. But let me tell you something. The paragraph I display is absolutely meaningless, and I use only to mislead you in the sense. Look carefully at these statements. The first statement is general and the other is more specific. And whatever I say in the paragraph, even if I display the photo of Judy, you shouldn't be influenced by that. It is more likely that statement A takes place than statement B, because statement B requires additional condition. It is not only that she works as a bank teller, but she has to satisfy additional property, has 5 kids, likes ice cream, being active in feminist movement, doesn't matter. From pure definition of probability, if you have several conditions to satisfy, it is less likely that satisfying a single condition. So as you see, we can be really easily influenced by some text. We look at some text, we make a decision, and very often these decisions are simply wrong. Another one of my favorite puzzles is the following. Let's say that we play Russian roulette. We have a gun, there are 6 chambers, we have 2 bullets, and we are placing these 2 bullets next to each other. So this is the model. You have a model of the barrel, you have 6 chambers, 2 bullets next to each other, and then we play the game. Let's say we toss the coin, I am the first one to shoot, I take the gun, put it to my head, squeeze the trigger, and I hear click. I was very lucky. Then the gun would go to you. And the question to you is the following. What would you do to increase your chances of staying alive? Would you spin the barrel first before you pull the trigger, or you take the gun and pull the trigger immediately? And believe me, there are very different probabilities of staying alive in option A and option B. By the way, who of you would take the gun and spin the barrel first? Who of you would do it? And who of you would just take a gun and shoot? It looks like 50-50 split, so let me tell you, 50% of you are wrong. Would die with higher probability. Okay, so what I am saying is that in problem-solving activities, don't rely on your intuition too much. Solid calculation, this exercise of building model, identifying variables, objective, it is much more reliable way than just making decisions which are based on gut feelings.